Well,
Welcome
welcome to
to
Shade
Shade
in the
in the
City.
City.
I'm your girl Treese.
It's now.
And today, y'all, we are getting into our recap of the Braxtons season 1, episode 5. Happy birthday, Traci. And as we know, I went and Googled it before we got on here. Her birthday is actually April 2nd. So I assume that's when they were filming. Now, if y'all haven't already, Shade Squad, please make sure, and our return, new viewers and returning Shade Squad, make sure y'all hit the like button.
She's an Aries. It makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
And hit that subscribe button, y'all. Join the family. Join the family.
Yes, join the family. And y'all, there's been a lot of mixed feelings after last episode. The Braxton sisters as well as Big Kevin have been under fire. And yes, it's been a lot going on, and we're gonna pick up where we left it off, and then we're gonna get into the Tamar of it all. So yeah, y'all, let's get into it. Let's get shady. All right, y'all. So we're gonna pick up where we left off. We know Tawanda was going the hell off. All right, talking to OG and production. Now, can I say I just want to start off with, I know a lot of people have mentioned they're not really here for them breaking the fourth wall. And I actually want to say that this is one of the things that I actually like about watching this show. I like being able, because as you know, we watch so many reality TV shows and you're like, well, how did this happen? Or how was this edited? And I like the fact that they literally show us how it's being filmed, how it's broken down. Like, I appreciate them breaking the fourth wall. But anyway, so I just wanted to say that. But anyway, so OG is basically like, look, y'all didn't want Big Kevin up here, so he's not here. This is your platform. Tawanda and Trina are still upset about this memorial service or celebration of life for Traci that he did and put on the internet, when we know Traci's request was, that's not what she wanted. Now, I will say this. It's been a lot of back and forth. Feel free, y'all can jump in the comments. A lot of people feel like, oh, well, they're doing too much. And if they're going to talk so much about Big Kevin, they should at least allow him a space and platform to speak and give his side of the story.
He can go to an interview. They'll pay him, I'm sure.
Well, what's been so crazy is he's been coming out, I guess, on like IG Live or whatever, and just sharing his point of view, because they won't let him.
He hard up for money. I would be charging.
You stupid. I don't know. Maybe they're blocking that because, again, Little Kev has, rights to her likeness and everything like that, and her image and her. So, I mean, I'm sure he can talk about her, but maybe in the capacity that he can talk about her, even making, you know what I'm saying? Like making money off talking about her. Because even one thing that was brought up was, in a way, the sisters were kind of using Little Kevin, because at the end of the day, they wouldn't be able to feature Traci on the show if they didn't have Little Kevin, because he controls it. He controls his mom's likeness, her image. So they needed his permission to show like the old footage, all that other stuff. But when Traci was sick,
sure he didn't have a problem with it.
Right. But I'm just saying, but some people feel like they're using Little Kev and they're doing this whole pit, like
doing what she wanted them to do.
I'm just telling you the other side. I don't
like Tawanda said, they are respecting her wishes.
Right. And that's what Tawanda said. Thank you. That was the next line. So OG reassured, like I said, OG's like, it ain't gonna happen. Tawanda says that, she fought hard for Traci and she plans to do so until she's gone. So, she brings up this whole narrative. She said they never left their sister. Trina brings up how Traci was labeled as the wannabe. And basically the wannabe. And Tawanda says that narrative was played upon and basically fed into by production and, WeTV. And then Tawanda basically says that people believe they left Traci behind, and that's not what happened. She admits that they did sign without Traci. But says it was because they were told that every woman should want to be like them and every man should want to be with them. And let's just keep it 100, guys. I'm from that. I'm not gonna say from that time period. They're obviously a few years older than me, but I'm of that period where, do we not remember how Brandy got married just to hide the fact that she was pregnant, or fake the marriage just because America's sweetheart could not be with child and the girl was 20 something years old?
Mm-hmm.
That was not a thing back then. So I absolutely understood where Tawanda was coming from. But anyway, so they said what happened was they were on tour with Luther, and then they got a call from Tony. They didn't even finish the second leg of the tour because Tony said, I'm going, I guess, going on a European tour. She was taking them along with her. And then they brought Traci along. And basically, Tawanda makes it seems like the person who's mad about, really being mad about being left out is Big Kev.
So
That's the vibe I got.
She ain't put a name on it, but I was like, "Are we talking about Big Kev?" Because she
Yeah.
was like,
Oh no. That was very
got
look,
left. It's you. I was
look,
like,
I don't even know. I can't even say if it's passive aggressive because that wasn't passive. It was not passive. I knew. Look, she might as well have put a name on it. But again, she's not going to give him any.
Virgos don't really do passive aggressive.
Right. But look, she's not going to give him any room on her platform. So I said, okay, I get it. She won't say his name, and I wonder if that's why she's keep. I know she says she's been calling him Scratchy, but the fact that her own kids didn't know that was
I've never.
right. And so but it gives me the vibe that that's how much venom she has for Big Kev, that she doesn't even want to refer to Little Kev as Little Kevin, and she'd rather call him Scratchy.
You come up with a better name
I
now.
don't
So
know.
you think it sounds like he got fleas or something?
You stupid. You stupid.
Ooh,
Um,
Scratchy.
and so Tawanda, I mean, Trina is just real shocked and says that Tawanda is normally not the person to go off like this. And basically Tawanda says, I normally wouldn't put our family business out, but unfortunately, because we're being publicly criticized and it's being publicly addressed, this is her platform to publicly address it. And I said, well, I get it. And basically Sean says that he just wants Trace to be celebrated. And, they just all discuss how she fought really hard until her last breath. And so, yeah.
So then Tamar, she goes to the studio. Nye
Mhm.
asked her how she was feeling. She said she really doesn't want to feel anything. Okay. She said she's pissed because she has feelings. Apparently this is during Tracy's birthday week. He told her back in 2020 he had a conversation with Tracy, letting her know that, I'm working with your sister, and she basically threatened him. Do what you got to do. My sister's super talented. Do what you got to do. Don't mess her over. Also, I'm coming for you. Okay. Tamar starts getting a little bit emotional, and she said that she feels guilty about even being happy of the success of her new single, because she don't got her sister here to share it with. She said the good thing about the Love and More tour is that she got to pay homage to Tracy
I
every
thought it was
night.
Love and War.
What is it? Oh, Love It.
War, yeah.
Like from
That's the
before.
one. That's the tour she was on with the with her other fellow Pisces.
But that was forever ago.
No, that was like last year. Like last year. That's the one where her homeboy got the knocked out by Krishan. Yeah, that was the Love and
Oh,
War tour. Yeah.
okay. So yeah, she said the good thing about the Love and War tour is that she got to pay homage to Tracy every night. She said that she plays Last Call so everyone can be reminded of Tracy. Apparently, Vince made some changes to the song because that's what he do. Okay, she said he has a magical ear, but everything else, she said it ain't her business. She don't want to know. Okay, so she called Vince on FaceTime, and he immediately knew where she was. Okay, he said he recognized the background. She was like, "You don't know everything. This damn cat, Jesus,
Not the cat.
he's
Interrupt.
driving me crazy because I'm like, what is this on my leg? And it's her. I just felt like this fuss.
That's why I ain't got no cats, y'all.
Jesus. Okay, Vince congratulated her on all she's accomplished and told her that she should be happy, although she said she ain't really feeling this day, maybe tomorrow, because she's feeling some type of way about Traci. She said even though they're not romantically involved, they're still cool, and she gives credit to her parents for teaching them, how to do that. Although I saw some times where Miss E wasn't too cool with Daddy Braxton, so maybe she means like kept it cordial because
Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I remember a whole breakdown because somebody was getting married or something was going on, and Miss E refused to even attend if he was there because the wife was supposed to come.
wait,
Am I
oh, with the daddy.
Yeah.
This is my point. I
No.
wasn't-
So I say that. That's why I did the really be tap, because what I'm getting ready to say is that means Tamar must be adopted because she's not talking about them two same people. She's not talking about them two.
I said the same thing. I said, girl, Miss E don't mess with your daddy, and it was known.
Right.
I feel like
And
you
and,
even
and,
said
and,
something
and,
now.
and I was gonna say, and she never hit it. Never hit it.
And the kids knew. So I don't know what she talking about with that.
I'm not gonna lie, she gives me the vibe that, and I mean, I know he left her and went with that other woman, and I don't know how how bad the situation got with like how hands-on he was with his kids once he was no longer in the home. But it gives me the vibe that Miss E probably didn't even make it easy for them to have a relationship with their father once he was no longer in the house. That's just my assumption. Y'all can disagree with me in the comments, but she gives me that this way we saw her in Braxton Family Values. Now, granted, she is much older. They have moved forward. They have moved along. They have lost a child. Like, they're, thank God. But even still, I know there are certain people. I've watched a couple of recaps where people talk about even how she was looking at him when he was on camera at the therapy session, like she still didn't rock with him. So I
Mhm.
didn't pick that up, but a lot of people did
And we
feel
have yet to see them in a scene together.
so. So yeah, so the Braxton ladies, except for Tony, they're linking up with Miss E, and they give her a rundown of what happened in Maryland. Tawanda says she's a little worried since her and Tamar haven't spoken since they met up for family therapy. Tawanda said that although she has boundaries, she loves her sister, and if Tamar calls and texts, she responds. Um, I don't know why at that moment I was like, Tawanda really is a Virgo. She really is. Like, once you told me that, everything just now makes sense.
Well, after she said that, I was like, not according to Tamar.
You stupid. So Tawana asked if she's gonna go visit any castles, and basically we know Tony don't do much. She's gonna be up in that room, and they basically joke about her being the fun police. So Tawana explains what happened in Maryland and how.
Yeah. She's so boring and corny. So dry. Like she seems like when she's trying to show emotion, like it's an act. Her jokes are corny as hell. I saw some clip where Cedric said that, oh, she's funny.
No, you see all the sisters' faces just looking.
Look, Cedric, you really are a comedian because that was funny.
And
It's like,
speaking of that, so let's talk about that. Thank you for bringing that up, Nels. I don't know if anybody else noticed, but there were two scenes that they previewed for us, and we never act. And I thought I was tripping. I said, "Did I look away from the computer too long and I missed something?" Because there were two scenes. The one where they were doing the photo shoot and Tamar wasn't there with them. We didn't ever see that. We
I
never saw that.
assume, you know what? I didn't see it, but I assumed that maybe it was for next episode.
And
Or
that
or how sometimes they'll show you clips of stuff that's happening in the future. I assume that it was for stuff that was
I thought
happening.
it was for next episode too, but then next episode looks totally different. And then to your point, then I saw this scene that we see a preview for, but we don't ever actually see the scene play out.
And see, I assume that was for the future too, because we hardly saw Tony. Well, we only saw Tony on FaceTime. So
Right.
I think we see her more next episode, which would make sense why, we're getting the rehearsals or, them out there maybe with
And doing
her.
the photo shoot. And yeah, because Tony
Yeah.
technically was there. You're right. Okay,
Mhm.
good point. Good job, Nels. Maybe it's next week. All right. So basically, Trina's just telling her, Tawana just telling him there's this whole debacle. about, Big Kev feeling like Traci wasn't in her right mind. Miss E then speaks up and spoke about how she had a conversation with Traci and basically told her that, are you sure you want to do this? This is gonna cause some friction and people might not like it. And she said that Traci was very clear with her that little Kevin needed to grow some, and that
And that don't sound like a Traci
right,
response.
and she needed him to grow up. Right. So Tamar asked her mother if the conversation is, too much for her, but Miss E says that, it just reminds her of all of those last little conversations that they had while Traci was still alive. They start talking about the celebration for Traci, and they decide they're gonna do a crab feast. Tawanda reaches out to her friend Denise, who was also a good friend of Traci and was there for her every day after learning she was sick. OG breaks the fourth wall and brings Tamar flowers to celebrate her number one single. Tamar then talks about working with Nye and not knowing that he knew Traci. She gets emotional and shares with her sister that in working with him, there are moments where Traci shows up. And I was telling Nels, this is when I got emotional. I was like, damn, I was doing so good. And I had
I am emotional with that
two
scene.
episodes I didn't cry. And then here they go again. And then, Tamar decides to leave, and then they leave Tawanda with the bill. What?
Why'd they leave Tawanda with the bill?
Yeah, they leave Tawanda with the bill.
Tamar said she was the only one that ordered anything.
No, she said you were the only. I thought she said you were the only one that ordered a drink. So yeah,
Tamar said we didn't get nothing. You was the only one that ordered drinks. She was like
food and stuff.
Like she was like She said we didn't get nothing. She said you should
take care like beverages because I did see her drinking water, but
she said we didn't get nothing. You was, and I'm assuming that Tawanda only ordered drinks. She said you was the one that ordered drinks. You should take care of the bill. And look, Tawanda got quiet. Guess what? If she trust me, if she had a rebuttal, she would have said something back.
Right.
So Trina and her boys and Vaughn went to do some axe throwing.
I was happy to see them because I've been wondering where the hell they've been at this whole season.
They grew up. They look so different.
Yeah. And then what's the name? Eric. Well, first of all, I never knew their names, which is terrible. But Eric is I'm sorry, I didn't. I didn't. But I felt like even though her kids were on the show, maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember them being on the show.
They weren't. Oh no.
I feel like we saw Tawanda's kids more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we saw Tawanda's kids more. We saw more glimpses. I wouldn't even say more because we didn't even see.
Because we mainly just saw Gabe.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, Trina is pressing Eric about giving her grandbabies because he's been with his wife, dating her for 7 years, married for 2, so a total of 9. Okay, and he really ain't with it. They ain't thinking about no babies. Okay. She said Traci loved being a grandmother, and she wants to experience that. She said she want to be a grandmama. She want her son to be an uncle, okay, and her son and Eric to be a father, okay. They all need the experience. Now when what?
No, go ahead.
When Trina got up and left, Vaughn tells them both that the decision of making kids are not on you; it is on the woman. Now, if you want to take that power away, what you need to go do is get snip, snip, snip.
Yeah.
He'd have got slap, slap, slap.
Yeah, that was crazy work. That was crazy work. I would have definitely felt away. I'm glad. She took it in stride when we see it, but I don't know what happened off camera. Again, it seemed like their relationship dynamic is a little, after seeing how he went off on her for grieving. I don't know, but
normally the first thing is wrap it up. Right. Tell her to take birth control.
Because look, there are other things you can get besides pregnant. And I understand that's his wife, but I'm just saying he over here preaching to the both of the sons like, just go around, just go get a vasectomy, and you can just raw dog them all.
And this is a life-changing decision.
Right. And if his wife were to decide she wanted children later on, that could be a life-changing decision because now we no longer can be married.
Exactly. So then Tawanda, she calls little Kevin, okay, and told him, the birthday plans for Trina's blah, blah, for Tracy's birthday, okay, and told him basically she's gonna fly him out to Atlanta, to celebrate. And of course, he's down. He want to see his aunties, his family, celebrate his mama. And she made him promise basically not to say nothing to nobody because it's a secret.
I thought that
Right?
was really cute.
It was really cute.
So then we see Trina and Vaughn, they sit down and talk. I think we kind of already touched on this a little bit, but basically she talks about how she hasn't spoken to Eric since their axe throwing outing. She tells Vaughn that, she thinks he's being an amazing dad. Vaughn makes it clear that it probably won't happen because they are both adamant about not having children. Vaughn then shares that he gave them the advice to go get clipped. And Trina is shocked that and feels like he overstepped his boundary. And basically he tells her to stop pushing it and makes it clear that they don't want children and to leave them alone. And I just felt like, I don't know, I just think that unless these men were like in their
Oh,
40s, and maybe I'm wrong, you know what I mean, 45, 50, and they really like, this is not what I want to do, and he's talked to his wife about it and they on the same page, absolutely. But I just think that that was kind of piss poor advice for him to give those young men.
it definitely was. So it's the day of Tracy's heavenly birthday. Tamar said she's feeling kind of heavy, because her first heavenly birthday was a few days after she passed. Uh, Tamar was feeling some type of way about the music that the harpist was playing. So Trina basically spoke up and said, it's giving the gates of heaven.
Hmm.
Let's switch it up, do a little something a little fast, okay? Tawanda went outside to get this surprise that she has. We all knew that it was little Kevin. Everybody is super excited to see him. Then they sit down to eat what they call our crablets, okay, because they little baby crabs. But you know what? Trina said, listen, this is the best we could do in Atlanta for some
I
crabs
believe
last minute.
when she said they had to have them shipped in, I that was
Oh,
like
crabettes, not crablets, crabettes. That's what they
the
were.
crabettes. When she said they have to have them, I was literally just sitting here like dumbfounded, like what? Because for us, it's just so easy to go get like a bushel of crabs, like it's nothing. Like
And she said a crabette is basically we got a whole bunch of little crabs. You got to eat a hell of a lot of them to even be
yeah,
satisfied.
because they look like they weren't getting no type of meat.
Mm-mm.
Look, you see, Tamar wouldn't even indulge. She was like,
It's too much work. It's too much work for a little bit of baby meat.
right,
Apparently, Tracy can't eat crabs, but she would sit down, shoot the shit with them, and crochet.
right.
And Mama said live vicariously through them. I'm guessing maybe she had a shellfish allergy or something. They didn't really say why.
No, no, no. I think they were talking about when she was sick.
Oh, when she was sick. Oh,
Yeah.
this wasn't an always type of
No,
thing.
no, no, no. She used to have because that's why they said she was crocheting because she used to love to eat crabs, but
Mm,
because I guess her cancer was esophageal, she said it would. I guess because that's how she knew something was wrong because it burned. Where so
yeah.
I think it stopped her from eating at a certain point, like she couldn't.
Okay. Tamar asked Denise what made her stop her entire life and be there for Tracy every day. She's told her because Tracy said she didn't want to be alone and she wasn't gonna let her be. Um, Tamar said that she got there late in the game because that's when she found out, and she found out by mistake. Okay. She said that basically she was in the kitchen with Miss E and Miss E just kind of broke down. And, she asked her what was going on. And Miss E told her she wasn't at liberty to say. So she said she called around, tried to get information from everybody, and nobody would tell her. She said she found out when they were all in the living room with the hospice doctor, and was told that she had 2 weeks left to live. Trina said at the time, you and Tracy were at odds. Tamar disagreed and said, basically, do you know something I don't know? and said, I just told you, basically, I guess Tamar had mentioned about like that they had just put a closet together. Um,
Or I
and
guess like help put together her closet or yeah.
yeah. So Trina said, boo, it was that, that situation that happened in DC, and called Nye over there to vouch for her. Now, Tawanda got up and left and said, yeah, this ain't my business. I ain't got nothing to do with this. She said, I don't know what the hell Tamar talking about, but that's her truth. So I ain't got nothing to do with it. She took off. Okay. Now,
I think that was smart because there's nothing that she could have. It was, I hate to say it, it was a Stansberry moment. There's nothing that she could have said. It wouldn't have been received well by Tamar because of what they got going on. Like there's just nothing. It was better for her to walk away.
yeah. So Tamar said basically, Nye got over there and said, it was the Howard Theater show. Tamar was like, that was like a year, you know, before or whatever. And Trina said, okay. And she was still upset about it. Now Denise said that basically, which I think made Tamar feel a little bit better. Denise said that, she constantly told Traci to reach out to her sisters. And Traci just said, she didn't want to bother them. And I think when she said that, she meant Tamar and Tony.
Mm.
Now, Miss E stood up. She said that she was gonna do a tribute dance to Traci. Lil Kev came over and praised her for being an amazing mom, and raising some amazing daughters. Then everybody got up and they did the electric slide with a picture of Traci right next to them. I thought that was super cute, and that's how they ended the episode, y'all. I thought this was a dope episode.
It was. It was. What are your thoughts? Although I love me some Trina, y'all know that. I don't know, and I feel like, and I'm sure there's other things that we don't know about. But based off the preview that we saw, and Tamar was like, "Yeah, I don't like the way production is going," or something like that, which is crazy because she's the EP.
You know what's so crazy? When I saw the
Honestly, when
chair,
Trina said that,
when I saw the little chair, like
uh-huh,
the director's chair thing at the end, and it said Tamar, and then it said Braxton. I was like, oh shit, EP.
mhm.
Okay.
That's probably one of the only reasons why she came back. Because again, she made it clear she didn't want to do it. Her mother asked her to do it, and she's just doing it for Traci. It's terrible. Like it's sad to see the state of where their relationship is. Um, it is sad. But I was going to say I don't know if Trina needed to say that in that moment. As much as I love, and I understand Tamar was trying to get
I'm gonna
understood.
disagree. I'm gonna disagree because as much as I love me some Tamar, okay, and I'm not gonna say I don't like Trina, but I'm not a super duper fan of Trina.
What are you
But
talking about? What are you talking about?
you're in the debate today, man. Tamar is the one constantly talking about these secrets. We always keeping secrets. She the one that want to talk about everything out on camera, get everything out.
Which
So
makes
now
me
that you
think it
bringing
was
it
telling you the truth. Yeah.
up, now that you brought it to the forefront, and nobody say nothing to you about it before. You're confused. We're on camera. Had you not brought to nobody's attention that y'all always trying to keep secrets and all these secrets, it probably would have still stayed a secret. So no, I didn't feel like
And they
no.
probably didn't tell you because they didn't want you to feel bad.
Exactly. But in the spirit of not keeping secrets,
But
let me
I,
tell you what it really is.
I will say this. And I'm gonna end it at this. What I think is the most unfortunate thing about the whole situation is even after hearing what Trina had to say, Nye coming in and vouching for that. And you see, Miss Evelyn stood there. She didn't disagree. She didn't say nothing, but she didn't disagree.
Mm-hmm.
As for Tamar, as a person, if I were her, I would be like, I think I would have to self-reflect and look at why or what am I doing or what did I do that made somebody not want to be around me that badly. Because, like you said, at the end of the day, you still my sister. So the
Mhm.
same way, oh, it might have been wrong for Traci not to say anything or for her to swear her sisters not to tell. Because I don't think Tony was very well aware either. I think she found out on the later side too.
Mhm.
But if I were Tamar, it would just make me stop and self reflect. And I don't, and based off past behaviors we've seen this week and online and just her antics, it just gives me the vibes. She hasn't stopped to think. And the fact that even when they tried to tell her and she still tried, she had a rebuttal and tried to refute what they were saying actually happened, and her recollection is totally different.
Mhm.
I would just be self reflecting.
I think what Tamar's response should have been, instead of, "Oh, that was a year prior," was, "Is that what Traci told you? Is that why she told you not to tell me?"
Right. Yeah.
Because she was still upset about whatever happened at the Howard Theater.
Hmm.
Because it doesn't matter how long it was. If that's her reasoning, that's her reasoning.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. She's trying to sweep that under the rug. Like, oh, she wasn't mad about that. And that's why I'm saying, like, so you're still, and I understand she's gone and we don't have to rehash it. But I think if, like I said, if I were her, I would be so hurt that my sister didn't share that with me, that it would just make me look at what am I doing? What did I give off? What did I that made her feel that way? That didn't make her feel secure, but all my other sisters knew. I don't know. Just saying. Because unfortunately, I mean, even outside the show, it seems like even in her relationships. Now, granted, Colonel Sanders, I mean, it is what it is, but she's a part of the problem, okay? And I just think self reflection is really, is important.
She's trying. She's in therapy.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all. If you haven't already, look, she need to go over there with what's her name? Sarah, and whatever healing she's supposed to be doing. Um,
Sarah,
Dubai.
I can't do
Uh,
this.
because they say she fake healed. But anyway, y'all. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and make sure y'all hit that like button for us.
Make sure you comment
Make sure you subscribe.
and hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms: the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. Yeah, y'all, we will catch you next week for another recap of the Braxtons. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye bye.